Good. Hi, my name is Christopher Elmerick, and I'm actually the director and founder of Kulturschöpfer, and welcome to the opening of In Between Number 5, which is our lockdown edition, and the title Action on Hold. This is a really unique experience for us, given the current condition that we're finding ourselves in with Corona and the pandemic. It's been a challenge for us. The whole idea is actually first a project. Every year, we have a residency here at Kulturschöpfer, which is called In Between. And normally we bring together 8 artists from 8 different countries in order to do a 6-week residency here in our gallery, which we find ourselves in right now. Unfortunately, due to the pandemic, we could not do it in the be able to still engage the community, engage one another with art as well as beauty. And so we decided within the restrictions as well as the regulations of what we had, we decided to figure out what is possible instead of asking what can we not do. And within those questions, we actually came up with figuring out how we could still do in between. And we were able to do it in order to actually have less amount of people, in order to have the proper distances, as well as to be able to engage in conversations online, as well as in different capacities, to ask ourselves the question, okay, how can we as a community still invite and engage one another as well as other people outside of the gallery to have them experience beauty, to experience culture, especially during these challenging times. One of the conversations that we actually had was, what is the correlation between beauty and hope? And is there a correlation between beauty and hope? And these are the type of discussions that we found ourselves in. What was necessarily the objective? The objective was really as far as how are we processing everything that's going around, not just here in Berlin, but going on around the world in regards to Black Lives Matter, in regards to what's happening with the pandemic, in regards to what we're seeing happening in the political scene as well. And we realized that in order to process in our mind what is going on, we need to take the time to actually process. Another way that we often describe that here in Kulturschöpfer is that we need to wander in our conversations and take the path, and the slow path, in order to really be in awe and to be able to be inspired. And so a lot of the work that the artists actually did with one another wasn't necessarily just putting an exhibit together, but it really was having hard conversations with one another, discussing what really is relevant in today's topic in regards to today's culture, and actually bringing that all together. And so what they have come up with is actually a title called Action on Hold. And it doesn't mean that action is on hold, actually, because there is an exhibit that is going on here. It just shows that it's not on hold, and that there is, just as in the in-between, there is a tension that is there. And just because the dynamics that we need to think creatively of what action means. And so they have come up with a 3-part series, and what you're looking at right now is part 1. And I'm going to allow the artists to be the ones that actually describe from their perspective as far as 1, the process for them, but 2, as far as what the exhibit actually means to them. And I don't want to put words in their own mouth. And so throughout the period. And so we definitely encourage you either through our Instagram channel as well as through Facebook that you can be engaging with us as you hear from the artists, that you can be writing your questions, and at the end of the hour, you will be asking those questions to the artists. So please be engaging with us. So we can be engaging with artists as well. And I'd like to introduce Chelsea. And she will be the one that will be doing the interviews. And Chelsea, do you have questions?
How has this been experience for you since this is 5? This is the one obviously so different. So what is the biggest takeaway for you? Putting together and working together, collaborating with the public, and it has to all be done through distance. What's your biggest takeaway?
My biggest takeaway in what we titled Lockdown Edition for this in between is that there's that guy might be asking, or we can be asking the question of what can we do? And I have continued to learn control and not always being disappointed about what is possible, and realizing I can't do it alone, and realizing even though we can't have the same collaboration that we've had before, that we have to think differently. And that's been always thinking, okay, in between looked this way before, so how do I that? In many ways, I had to think new of how is it now in our current circumstances. Because of the challenges, I was about to be financially or be our citizens or be ours to one another. It deepens the sense of community as well as trust. It's not particularly easy.
Yeah, for sure. I think especially this is, I think either of us ever done a opening like this before. Normally, this gallery is filled with people. We'll have drinks, friends, family, talking with people, engaging. But we have to do this whole new way, even if there's technical difficulties or different time zones, things like that. But I think it's a testament to find ways of coming together as community, as friends, as support networks, and as artists. So yeah, I'm really excited to talk with the artists about this installation, but also over the upcoming too, the taking it down, putting something new up of this crazy year. So are we ready to one more thing? Right.
On that before we were able to invite people in to be part of this right here. That you mentioned, and that's that hit important. Normally there'd be 30 people. And so we'd be able to be shared one-on-one with one another. And one positive is that before Pat Pinker, to me, we hear stories of artists, because we didn't make it a priority to get their stories out there means. And I think one thing that's really cool is that we actually have so many possibilities of hearing our YouTube channel, struggling as far as the businesses are concerned, that each one of us is a culture maker, and we love hearing the stories because it's in the stories that people actually connect. And I think we've been really challenged of thinking, what are other ways that stories can be told so that people in the neighborhood can be engaging in the stories and with them and with one another.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's what this whole process is, of telling stories and connecting. So, very cool. I'm excited. So, we're ready to bring in some guys. Yeah, right. So we first started in just a moment. Unfortunately, part of this exhibition, unfortunately not with us tonight because of publication. So Florence from France, unfortunately not be joining us here tonight. We have 4 artists, black artists, 5 different, they specialize in 5 different mediums and to create one amazing project. So oh, Florence here. Oh, okay, I'll follow it here. All right. So wait for them. Feel free to go around. Hello. Oh, Lynn. Hi. All right. Make yourself full. I know you were here. All right, Jeremy. All right. Jeremy, you're first up. So if you'd like to introduce yourself a little bit and tell us just about your experience, what this exhibition means to you, anything that's on your mind that you want to share with your audience.
Okay, should I take this?
Yeah.
Can it clip on? Yeah, hi, my name is Jeremy. Ooh. And yeah, I'm a visual artist from the UK. I work with photography and sometimes installation. And yeah, I live in Berlin. I've lived in Berlin for 5 years. I'm working here as an artist and as a teacher. And this is our bedroom. And we've been working on this exhibition for the last 4 weeks here in gallery in free time. And yeah, it's the result of a collaborative process between 5 of us who've been working between different disciplines. And yeah, I don't know. What else?
Do you want to tell us just about the exhibition or anything?
Yeah, sure. So, yeah, we decided we wanted to respond to the coronavirus, but it's affecting people at the moment, both locally in Berlin and worldwide. And to just discover what we were sort of investigating here. And yeah, I think mainly, we feel like that we're not providing answers, but we're just kind of investigating this trying to be awful sort of situation. Because I think there's too much discussion about like the negatives, and yeah, I think that has been something that's been trying to drive.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Guys, I'm gonna go and hide and have some more prosecco.
All right, so yeah, it's a little bit hard to tell with the lighting, but everything in this room is completely red. The walls, the ceiling, the carpet, everything is totally red. So yeah, while we wait for the next artist, we can get a new angle from. All right, and we are back. Hello. All right, so now we have the lovely Sylvia, our second artist of the night. All right, Sylvia, I'm going to give you this mic real quick.
Yeah. Okay. Hi, good evening. I'm Silvia. I'm a painter from Italy. I live in Berlin since 13 years now. And yeah, we've been creating this space. Okay, this is first of all the first part of a three-part exhibition. We still don't know the second and the third part where they're going through, but we started through our talks and the time we spent together. We kind of realized that first, when you have a moment of crisis, you tend to go inwards. So we wanted to create a space that kind of reflects our inner world, but it's also connected with the outer world, because inside and outside, it's at the moment a very weird duality, because you're not even allowed to get outside that much. So it kind of mixed the concept of inside and outside, of safety and danger, and we wanted to play with this concept, more or less. So we wanted to create, for the first part, an immaterial experience through putting together different colors, lights, music, so create more of an ambient or a feeling of how are we feeling, at least us, how it's going on for us. And we spoke about, we found some nice reference that kind of were having sense for us, and we thought about the fact that we have, there is a kind of sibyl inside of every one of us, some kind of source that speaks to us, and this speaking to us sometimes is contradictory. We can try to find comfort in it, but sometimes there are a lot of warning signs that they come. And we decided to create a sort of immaterial space that take as a reference the entrance of the Sibyl from Cuma in Italy. So we just wanted to have this space where it's like a place where you come in and you have to listen to your inner voices. And the most important thing was actually for us to get out of our comfort zone as artists, because everybody of us works in different medium, but none of us is literally somebody who does regularly installation. So we went totally on the adventure side of trying to do something new and different, playing with material that we don't know, and we just try to also to challenge ourselves with that. So it was, I think, it was for me personally, but I think the other kind of agree with that. I think it's always good for personal growth as an artist to challenge yourself with what you do. Working together, it can be also challenging, but this is also the fun part. You get stressed and you laugh and we drink sometimes, and then everything is fine. But yeah, the most important thing is, I think, that through collaboration, we all learn from what also the other people do, how they think and how they see stuff, and it's always something that, for me as an artist, has been a great source of inspiration and growth for myself. Yeah, what else? Well, I will leave it to the other, otherwise I speak all the time. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Thanks so much, Sylvia. Very cool. Yeah, I think that's super neat that, like, this is, none of them are installation artists. They all specialize in something different, but they all work together to create something brand new, which is really incredible. And it's not just the installation. The music you hear is part of it. It's all part of this whole experience. So. It's definitely a space where you can just be quiet and think for a while. All right. Hello, my dear. All right, so everyone say hello to Adriana. I'm going to give you the microphone.
Okay. So I just hold it.
Yeah.
Cool. Hi everyone. My name is Adriana Acuña. I am from South Texas. I'm a sound artist, a musician and performer. I create pop music and I also work in multimedia sound. I'm very interested in deep listening and how sound affects the body. Just a little bit about the installation that we created. I think Chelsea already mentioned that we're working in a medium that altogether we haven't before, which is creating something sculptural and tangible. And we have this challenge of no one being able to enter the gallery at this time. So this was presenting us with an interesting opportunity. And I created a small little exciter speaker. So what that means is the sound is vibrating through the glass. So you can actually hear it very clearly when you're on the outside. If you're in the room, it's quite loud, but if there was just a speaker, a traditional one on the inside, you would not be able to hear it from the street. And it's been very cool because kids are stopping and they love it, and it's very interactive because it's not something you see every day. The sound was created sort of in response to the concept that we have, which is this concept of the Sibyl. So the point that we're at right now is we're talking about this desire to find answers, desire to find comfort, and maybe seeking that out through other means, whether it's your belief systems, your friends, your partners, your therapist. But in the end, the most important thing is that you're able to hear yourself. So the Sibyl is presented as this mystical, all-knowing being. However, you really are the one that knows what you need and probably the most important source of comfort. So I spent some time recording in the room. I used basically like the resonances of the room. I recorded with a microphone and I fed it back into itself. I also sang, walked around, and really absorbed sort of the ambience that we were trying to create. So what you hear is actually the reverberation that is created in the room, being recorded back into itself, as well as some extra secret little messages that if you listen closely, you might be able to decode. That's basically, yeah, I think that's everything. Of course. So, this is the handy little exciter speaker that I was talking about. So you might often find this being put on like home systems to maybe have like a subwoofer and to create bass. What is it? For you. See how it works. So when you put it on the side, quite nice on the outside. Very, very cool. It's pressing against glass and using glass to speaker. Without it, the sound would just be this sort of rattling speaker. But as soon as you put it on a resonant surface, anything becomes a speaker. And yeah.
All right, so we have red paint, we've got installation, we've got sound and fog. We've got it all. All right, so very cool. So far from UK, we've had our artists from Italy, we've had our artists from the US. We'll see which one shows up next, but. Can you still hear with because of the music? All right, so, sorry, there's a wire right beneath you. All right, we're gonna welcome our fourth artist here. We have Con, Mr. Constantine. Woo! All right, I'm gonna give you this microphone.
Hello. Hello, everyone out there. I hope you can hear me good. Welcome to our Red Room, our exhibition in between number 5, Action on Hold. I'm pretty sure that all of my artist colleagues probably have told you a lot about the installation itself. And what's that? A little louder, of course. Why am I whispering? Yes, I think my colleagues already told you a lot about the room and why we came up with the red color and the installation itself. So should I just I'm just gonna walk, keep walking? Sure. Awesome. I'm just gonna keep walking here. So yes, for me, the color red context for the last couple of weeks, and it was just like really, really amazing time to come up with this idea and to work together and yes, like support each other during something. When I see this because you can't really meet that many friends as of right now, you don't have anyone to talk about. This is more about getting into your inner self and asking yourself all the challenging questions from them. It's a sound installation Adriana did. It's like really coming to so it's feel like for me. I think there is something a lot of people now. And that's why you have tuned into today. You should friends about it. Yeah, I think that's room for as of right now. So there will be more changes to it. In the please, when you can, just come back.
Wonderful, wonderful. Keep on. All right, very nice. I think all five of them, as you can see, they just have really great personalities, really great team. All right, so I believe we have, if it's true that Florent is here, he will be coming and joining us in just a moment. But in the meantime, you can enjoy the therapy session, as Con describes it. So right now, okay, that sounds morbid. He's somewhere, but we're currently trying to stream on 2 different platforms right now. We have one camera on Instagram and one on YouTube. So we've had some technical. We got a little bit broken up with Jeremy. So we are going to have an audience question for him. So
The thing is that you get to engage with other people and other artists that don't work in your same discipline, and you have an opportunity to experience, to take from someone else's experience, and to also give your own. And I think that's a real privilege that we have as visual artists. It's something that I realized in the last sort of 2 years that I was missing from my professional life. I saw friends who were singers or musicians or performers who regularly were able to engage with like a cast of people, or a crew of people, and there was a lot of collaboration going on there, a lot of support, and it's something that I began to realize that I was really missing. And so residencies are so valuable for visual artists, because it's one of the rare occasions that we get to work with people within our field who just offer something completely unique, and that's something I definitely don't take for granted. Definitely challenges involved, and when you spend a lot of time with anyone, to face issues like that's all part of the process. So yeah, I definitely value it for sure. So thank you, mystery question asker person from the internet who I don't know. I hope that answers the question. Yeah.
You can say whatever you want. If you have anything else you want to share.
My favorite ice cream is peanut butter.
Oh, good choice.
Yeah. Is that good?
Yeah, it is a good choice.
Right.
That's
Thank
excellent. It's not strawberry or anything like that. All right, excellent. Cool. It looks like, we've gotten a lot of really great support from you guys in the audience. We really, really appreciate all of you guys watching the live stream, whether Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. Really, really wonderful comments about the lighting. Looks amazing. So we just really want to thank you all for your support. Obviously, this is a really when it comes to making their art, making ends meet, creativity, community, whatever. So the fact that we were able to put on this exhibition for you all, and you're showing your support, really means a lot to us. So I believe that, let me double check, but we might be doing
Hi YouTube, and I'm Instagram.
your mask is the right color for Instagram at least, so.
I'm back.
Oh my goodness, hello!
Did you miss me?
Of course I did.
Sorry, I'm coming back. No, I just... Sorry.
Is there anything you'd like to share, or would you like to answer a question?
No, but no. I actually was waiting for the others. We kind of got backstage because there is like the rock star. We have a backstage. Yeah. Yeah, I think almost everything actually. Like it's a work in progress. So we are also
see. Would any of you like to share about what was most challenging to your exhibition? Some of you already talked about that, but Han, he was the biggest challenge, or challenge most? What challenge you? Answer. If you want to come over here to the microphone.
The challenge. PVG. So, PVG, I think most challenging when working with a large group of people is always that you've got lots of to bring them all together and come up with like one really good installation. Topics on their plate. Everyone has like different ways, so sometimes hard to find the right meeting. And that's why it was yeah, right.
Do you want to talk about it? Yeah, tell us, like...
They are running for the new many idea or material that we wanted to use, and we had to abort it because we just didn't.
That's so interesting. But when you're trying to put on an exhibition, right, well, so it kind of goes along with the challenges and in interviews. Anyone, or you personally, like I said, you've talked about this in interviews before that we'll share later, but if anyone has any personal... Sorry.
I'm back. Hi. I think first was knowing that we cannot open the gallery, we had to think of something that is enjoyable from either from the street or online. Yes, they're laughing at me, friends. That's what was one of the challenge technically. But otherwise, we were just the five of us working, so we respected the rules. In that sense, COVID didn't affect us. Only in that sense, I think. Somebody else,
You want to say something? Can you get up? Yeah. I think the internet connection. We need to, unfortunately. Oh. And
Yeah, I mean, the exhibition is a response to this pandemic and what we're all experiencing right now. So, as I said, issue that we couldn't really ignore it. It seemed that we began to feel like we didn't just want to add like needlessly really thinking about it. This was something that was happening to us. Experiencing see like people getting like tired, just like really brought down by the ways that pandemic affecting us, whether it's like finding and that was felt that it came through into the work that we made, and yeah, it was something I think. Thank you.
Yeah. Excellent. Let's see. Just for clarification, for people who are unfamiliar with what that is.
I'm not an expert. I'm somebody who is really affectionate to ancient Roman and Greek history. No, the Sibyl was evolution of a thought while we were here. I took off my glasses so I look cuter on camera. Sorry. Yeah, thank you. Was my first idea, but we didn't want to be so literal. So we're searching for, some synonym. It's the English word, correct English? Yeah, that one. And so we ended up with this idea of the Sibyl. The Sibyl was like a high priestess. One of this was the Sibyl from Kuma, which is near Naples, Pompeii, the area there. And there are a lot of stories about that, especially about or personal matter. They were interrogated by kings, by normal people. The answer would be not really clear to understand. So, and as I was speaking before, as we also sometimes feel that ourselves, sometimes we felt this kind of similarity with the story, and so we kind of visiting around the world. There are these different Sibyl and that's the story from.
No, the whole new light to like, you know, hundreds of doors and looking for answers and you can't really find any. I think that's such a prevalent theme from this year especially. So that's really cool. Thank you so much, you guys. I think we only have a few minutes left. Let me check. All right. If anyone has I don't know if you had anything to wrap things up.
Each one of the artists, as well as there's a team in the next room. A quick little video of the people in the room behind you. Oh, maybe not. Or maybe that's not good for the internet, so we'll just go ahead and come back in here. But there's been a whole team kind of working to put this on together. Flo, the other artist, would like to say something. He says, what am I supposed to say?
Right here.
This is an answer from Flo. One of the other artists, he says, if I can also answer about the challenges. Being aware of the situation is personally blocking me from being fully creative and committed. Dealing with isn't easy. Sorry for not being there physically, but I'm with you anyway. Thanks, Flo. But I'm inviting you to an adventure, and I'm so grateful for each one of them and the commitment. Really gives us opportunity for creativity. Challenges doesn't limit our creativity, but it actually can expand our creativity. And I think with this experience, in this time of the pandemic, we've seen through the challenge of what we've had, that there's been a level of creativity that's been able to be reached that would not have been able to be there without it. And so I'm really proud of each one of them. I'm really excited and feel privileged to have worked alongside of them. And I would encourage you also on website to so thanks and have a great evening yourself. Do you have anything else to say?
Thank you everyone for your support, for joining us on this. And we'll see you for the next one. Yeah, somehow sign off.